So, Regina, can you just start off by telling us a bit about you and your life outside of TikTok Shop?
Yeah, sure. My name's Regina. I'm 44. I'm a mum of a 2 and a 4-year-old, and I've always done a corporate job. So I've always worked in like finance, Canary Wharf, high-rise buildings, and got my own business as well, which has taken a backseat because of TikTok. And I've always worked autonomously, so working from home and stuff like that. But it's always been like a 9 to 5 type thing, or a business for myself, but nothing like this.
So, what were you actually doing when you were working like corporate? Like, what was your like role? And then
Oh
also
gosh.
from there, what made you want to transition or like start TikTok Shop?
Yeah, so finance wise, so it's more legal. So contracts and things that people shouldn't be getting involved with. And then I worked for the financial regulator, so the people that oversee all the banks. It sounds really boring, I know, but it was quite interesting. So just making sure like banks, any financial institution is doing what they say they're doing, and then if not, we enforce certain sort of rules and regulations in place to stop all that practice. What got me into this? I actually don't know. I feel like I stumbled into it. Like I saw people doing it, but I didn't know what it was. And then I kept seeing people going, oh, I made this much, that much. And you just kind of swipe, I was just like doom scrolling. But then kind of started to think, actually, people are making money from this. What are they doing? And kind of looked into it.
It sounds as though your job that you were doing before was a good job. I've got another question to go off of this, but yeah, it sounds like it was a good job. So like, what made you actually stop on one of these doom scrolls you were on one day and just be like, I'm actually going to look into this a little bit more?
Yeah, the job, because I was sort of self-employed working contracting, you get a day rate. The day rate is good. But I think it was the fact that working for someone else. And even though I was working from home a lot, I still had to log on at a certain time. You have to answer to somebody. And just seeing people. So I started seeing, people like you and the other coaches saying that you can have, it was more the freedom, your own personal freedom. Money is great, but it's more the time where you can get to do what you want when you want. But obviously, if you don't work, you don't earn, you get what you put in. But it's the fact that I had that option as opposed to I have to log in, I have to do that. So it was the freedom for me, definitely.
Yeah. And did you have, I guess this is a question I was going to ask, did you have like any issues? I guess you were working from home, but did you have any issues like when you first started TikTok Shop, you were still like working? Was there any issues about like making these videos whilst you work such like a corporate serious job?
Do you know, you have to put that aside. So with me, and I say this to everybody, if you're working a 9 to 5, do the bare minimum and go home. Unless you own the company, unless you've got stakes in the company, they will replace you in a heartbeat. So I would literally, where I used to break my back, start at like 9. I used to wake up at 5 in the morning, go to the gym on site, work, stay there till like 7, 8, going, oh, the company will collapse if I'm not there. And then I had little time for myself. And then it was actually my husband was just like, do the bare minimum and go home. So I had that extra time. And then I kind of realised that I actually don't want to do this at all. Like, what if I was able to focus on this a little bit more, something I enjoy, something that I want to do, as opposed to spending most of my time in a place that I don't want to be?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So I guess from there, what was your first, I guess, experience of TikTok Shop? Like, did you, were you learning from anywhere, or were you just watching content and you just jumped in, or?
I did not know anything. So I kept seeing people and I didn't know what it was. And then I think I must have clocked on, and you get notifications saying you can apply for this. So I just applied for everything on TikTok. And I've got like a personal account where, because we travel quite a bit, I do like hotel reviews and like outings with kids, because my kids are my life. And I had these pair of boots for my kids. And I was like, let's just try and do this. So I did one video. I didn't check it. And I was like, I sold 40 pairs. And I was like, oh my God, this is so easy. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, I didn't want to like mess up that page. I was like, I've got another page. I'm just going to use that for selling. I'm just going to keep that, for my kids. I started this page on a Monday. Guess what I did? Out of all the things I could have done, because I didn't know anything about TikTok Shop, guess what I did?
What?
Supplements.
Yeah, the usual route. The usual route. Everyone's like, oh, I take supplements. People are going to buy supplements. And it also makes sense a little bit in your head, because it's like
Yeah.
you start thinking about like repeat purchase and like all of this. Like it
Yeah.
makes sense. And like when you start TikTok Shop, you see a lot of people doing supplements, because there is people that make money from supplements, but then the more you get into it, you start to realize the issues. So what sort of happened from there?
Oh my gosh. So that one video I did was in January, and I sort of was looking into it a bit. So I started this other account in February on a Monday, and I used every buzzword you shouldn't use. Like, oh my God, I've had 2 kids, my weight loss, look at my flat stomach. By the Wednesday, the account was done. E-commerce ban. I only did like 3 videos. And I was like, what? I was like, TikTok hates me. And I quit. I was like, oh, I'm not doing this. This is long.
Yeah.
I kept, because I'd been looking into it so much, you kept coming up on my feed, and like coaches kept coming on and like Shop House. And I kept, especially in America, they made £100,000. And I was watching that for about a month and a half and doing nothing, just learning. And it wouldn't go away. So I was like, you know what? I need to actually try this like properly. So I tried to sort of learn by myself. And then so I've actually been doing TikTok Shop since the end of March 2026, like seriously. But that e-commerce ban within 3 days, boy.
Well, it's usually the usual route. It's either you get the ban early on, or you don't get the ban. But you know what? Getting the ban's probably saved you time, because people don't get the ban, and for months they're trying to sell these supplements where they might have one video pop off and then nothing for months. So it probably worked out in your favor to get that ban and be like, okay, well, to do this, I'm going to have a break and then figure out another way to do this. So yeah, what actually made you decide you're going to get serious help and you're going to look for a program and you're going to start taking it more seriously?
So I think I started at the end of March. I think it was Mother's Day, and I had this like book that was selling no sales. And then we were going on holiday. We went to Dominican Republic, and I had like a towel, and I literally shot bare minimum footage. And I was like, let me just try that. I made a video out in Dominican Republic, and I was talking to, I was messaging, I think it was Ben, I was messaging saying that I'm really looking for guidance, and I'd spoken to other people and they just weren't falling in line with what I wanted. And I posted this video on holiday, and then it just went viral. It like was 2 million, and easily I could have been like, oh, I don't need a coach. Look, I've gone viral. I know, but I didn't know why it went viral. Like, I didn't know, like the video I had with the sales, I was face on. This was completely faceless. And I think it's because I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not figuring this out again. I said, I'm not going through another ban. This is going to take ages. Like, there's clearly more to it than just posting a video and using your personality to sell it. So even with that, I think it was the day I landed, I had a call with Ben, because I was like, I need to figure this guy. I need to figure this out.
Yeah. I remember that exact video, that video you're talking about as well. But yeah, like it is a massive thing, and like you understand that now. It's not just about having the one-off viral video, you know, even if it's like once every month you have a one-off viral video. It's about knowing how you've actually gone viral, why you've gone viral. And I think like we'll get into it a bit later, but just your understanding of why things do well allows you to, you know, repeatedly do it. And that's how you actually, you know, make it predictable, and it's not just a little side hustle, and you can really actually rely on it as well, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Also, just like quickly as well, I know we sort of briefly touched on it, but did you have, obviously there's an investment, like did you have any doubts when you sort of came into the program thinking this isn't going to work, especially where you were so early on in Shop? Did you have any doubts or anything?
I knew you knew what you were doing, but because of my background, like I've got a law degree and I deal with contracts and stuff like that. I deal with money.
Yeah.
So I kept saying to Ben, I was like, this better not be a Ponzi scheme. Because I kept saying that to him. I was like, is this a Ponzi scheme? And then when he was talking about how, you know, Wayne does a plan for you, I was like, that's impossible. I was like, there's no way that man has time to do it. Like everything he said to me, like I had an argument to say, no, that's not possible. No, that's not possible. Yeah. So I knew you knew what you're doing, and I saw everybody else's testimonies, and I know your channel, but you've still got that little seed of doubt, whether it's from myself or from you. It's like, it kind of works for everybody else, but will it actually work for me. So yes, I do
Yeah.
have a lot of reservations.
Yeah. I thought, like, definitely as well, like with what you were saying about your background as well, it's totally different worlds. There's you know, with your law degree, and then there's me. I dropped out of uni, and it's just like two totally opposite worlds. But yeah. So you come into the program. Around how much were you making at that point?
Oh, nothing. Like, because to be fair, because of that one viral video, which was a complete fluke, commission was rubbish. So this is how little I knew. The commission was rubbish as well. Like, I didn't even look at all of that. I think I'd made, because it was the last week of March, I think it was like £60. And then my first month, I think it was like £1,500. But that's because they upped the commission.
Yeah.
And I was relying on that video. So I was still learning. I still didn't know like what the heck I was doing.
Yeah. I guess early days in the program, what was some of the things that you sort of experienced? Was it like new information that you were learning, or was it like, what was sort of helpful in the early days?
Most definitely, firstly, the community, because you get to see everybody's wins and everybody's struggles, and like you've got people that have been doing this for ages and they still experience the same struggles as you, so it makes you feel like, oh, okay, it's not just me. But the main thing initially was the products, because the products that you were giving us, I would never in a million years. And it's funny, most of the products that you give us, I've gone viral. I've gone viral with. Like, I never would have touched them. So it was getting that mindset. Like, you're always telling me, you're not getting what you want for yourself. You're not getting what you think you would need. It's like what other people need. And it was getting my head around that. And once I did, I think everything just started falling into place, like small, bit by bit.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well. It's so easy to like go into something like this and you hear all the buzzwords, free products, and like, you know, you're promoting other people's products and you get to keep them after. You're like, oh, this is just like, I'm just basically going to go shopping and then make a video after. But it's almost the opposite of that. It's thinking about not just what you'd get, because you're getting some of the things for free, but it's thinking about the fact that someone's going to have to buy that on the other side, on the other end. I think I was talking to Amy about it. Like, someone's going to have to on the other end. So if you're only getting it for yourself because you might be getting it for free, or you with the intention of just like making a video on it and then keeping it for yourself, you have to think from a viewer's perspective, is that actually a good thing that they're going to want to buy? So, you know, thinking outside of yourself is so important. So yeah, like, product selection starts to kick in, and you know, your content was pretty decent from the start. Like, it was pretty decent in terms of like visually, but what was some other stuff that we sort of, you know, realized we needed to fix early on?
Yeah, I had absolutely no structure. It was just me talking. I was just talking about something. So product selection was one. I was just chatting. Like, there was nothing. There was like nothing, no pain points, no relatable things. I was just, it was almost like, oh my God, this product, not so much so, but this product's like so good. Like, believe me, and then just buy it. Like, it doesn't work like that. So that was a major thing, was my structure. And I think because I was using or doing products that I wouldn't necessarily use, because I was getting my head around that, it was even harder for me to actually believe someone would like buy this. But yeah, I needed to get my head around that. And it really helped with you drilling it into me like every week. Like, Regina, you're not getting this for yourself. Like, Regina, people do want this. Like, you know what you're doing, like, clearly. Like, I went through so many calls and coaches, you have no idea. So I was like, I'm here, I've invested in this, I need to listen to this guy, because I feel like there was a little bit of resistance at the beginning. And if it weren't for those weekly calls, I just would have gone off on a tangent again. But you keep me in check. Check.
I think, and it's like totally normal. Like, obviously, I was like a lot more shop heavy before. I've not really posted in ages now, and like just like understanding shop, understanding coaching. It's like, just because I was good at TikTok shop wouldn't make me a good coach. Like, there's so many things, like you just said, like understanding how to keep someone engaged, understand that a lot of people, when they first come in and they invest in a program, they're going to have a period of time where they're still in massive doubt, you know? So like, just like little things like that, and understanding how to, you know, keep people on the right track early on, to then, you know, like now, you know, I know you've got like full faith in me, and like, I know that now if I say to do something, you're going to do it. But early on, it's like you have still got that resistance. You can't trust someone straight away like that, which is super important. Yeah, I think for you as well, one thing that's really, really shown is just your, how you were talking about wanting to have like the clear space and the clear room before like really focusing on shop. And like, I guess you can just explain that. But I think that's... These are other things that are really like people are going to be able to relate to that, because I can, like, if I don't have a clear space, I can't think straight. But yeah, I guess just talk about what was sort of going on around that period of time as well for you with shop and how you were sort of feeling.
Yeah, so I had that viral product, and then that was still ticking over, but I just felt a bit lost. And I think it was April, so my daughter's just gone to school nursery. So before, I didn't have half terms and stuff, so I had her at half term. She then got chicken pox, so it's not even like she could go on play dates, like, and she was well as well, she had energy. So I love my kids, but blooming heck. But so it was constantly that. Then it's both their birthdays in April. So we're going to Disneyland, like Paris. We went there. Then they had a party. If you're a parent, until that party's done, you're just not clear-headed. But I have an office, and it's got all my stock for my business. It's got the kids' like excess toys in there, and I want to work from there. I want my own space. And I just kept saying to you, I was like, it was like, you can even insert a screenshot of that picture. It was so cluttered, and I kept putting it off because I had to clear that room, then clear their toy room, then we got a spare room, clean that, and it just became overwhelming. Like, if you see like my kitchen, everything is just like bare. And I just felt so free, and it was just weighing down on my mind, and I was doing bare minimum for my videos. I couldn't focus. I was doing like one video a day. And I spoke to you, and I said, I think I did it for 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, it's going to take me a few days. And you said, like, Rach, just get it done. He goes, come off this call, get it done. It doesn't matter if you don't post. And I think like within 2 hours, I sent you like that photo of me like clearing like 80% of it. I felt so much better.
Yeah. Like when you've got something like that and it's weighing you down, like sometimes even like you can't see it for yourself. You're like, this is weighing me down so much. I know it's there, but I'm like, just like putting it off. And I just knew like once we had you in a environment where you could really focus and like apply yourself, like you were gonna progress quicker than you could probably see and imagine at that time. So like a really good thing.
See my dashboard. Girls on 120 pounds already. What?
There we go. 10 a.m.
What? That's insane.
So yeah, I guess we'll just talk about sort of your results then, sort of from where you came in to how you sort of progressed, because like I always say, I want to keep it transparent. It's not overnight just like this. We've spoke about the struggles you've had throughout as well, but yeah, just talk to me about how you sort of progressed month by month up until where you're at now.
Yeah, so again, because of that fluky viral, like my first full month was £1,500. If I hadn't had that, it wouldn't been anywhere near that. It was all predominantly those sales. So take that away, it would have been maybe £50 or something. And then the next month, again, that's the struggle with the room and everything like that. So that was just under £1,000, which I think was still quite, for a second month, I've not done it before. I thought, okay, that's good. And then once that was clear, the next month was like 2,700, because that's when I was starting to feel like, okay, I've got my space, I'm listening to Wayne. I was still learning, but like implementing everything. And then the last month, and what really helped with that is because I kept saying that I can do stuff, but I need to understand why someone would buy it. Like as soon as Connor like stepped in with the consumer psychology, that just took it to a whole different level. I was just like, okay, I'm actually beginning to get it now. And that's when I did like the last month is 6.8. And I just feel it's because with your product selection and having the coaches like Coach Chris is like there in a heartbeat, like you're always there. Connor with his like every week giving us knowledge, those product reviews, it's the resources are absolutely ridiculous. I don't even utilize them as much as I should. And I did that. Like that's crazy. I had maybe like 8 or 9 viral videos, all because I understood the psychology. Like that was like 4 months in. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think first of all, that's like just amazing progress. And for quite a while before Connor started doing these weekly educational calls, you felt like even though like some of the others were understanding from just like me just straight up explaining it, and that there's a couple resources about consumer psychology, and you started understanding how important that is, but you still didn't feel like you quite got it. And I think Connor's been so helpful in his classes for not just you, the other students as well, where you can learn like from someone that's making that amount of money, exactly the nitty gritty, and you'll do like a presentation and stuff. I feel like that's been really beneficial for you, even just like the visual learning from a presentation as well, right?
100%. And the thing is, like, what I find really impressive with the group is that everybody learns in different ways. There are some people that are book smart, there are some people that are street smart, there are some people that just get it, like, but with me, because like coming from an African household, education has been drummed into you. So if it doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't click with me, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And like you were explaining it, probably a regular person would understand it. It's not that I didn't understand it, but I was like, I have to get it in my own Regina way.
Yeah.
So you're saying it, and I was doing what you're doing, and I was seeing results, but the breakdown of what Connor does just like tipped it over the edge. And I was just like, oh my God, I was like, it's something, literally I felt like something just clicked in my brain, and I was like, right, this is it, like I get it now, like I get it. So it's just amazing how you cater to so many different people, because we're all different walks of life, we're all different ages. And that was another reason why I was a bit skeptical, because I was like, I'm a 44-year-old mum of 2, business owner. What is this young buck gonna tell me about life? And like, you know, 2 decades on you. So I didn't get it, but you are really wise beyond your years. So
no, I appreciate that. I think like that's so true in terms of just like being able to cater to different types of people, because once again we've got like with the coaches as well, we've got like different generations of coaches as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, there's always going to be someone that's going to explain things in a way that makes sense to you. And like, you know, we all sort of specialize in different sort of things, and how we're all very clear on our roles and stuff. So yeah, I think that's just really beneficial. So do you think that you've got any like bits of advice or certain things that you've learned, I guess maybe through the program or just, you know, through yourself, that you feel like, because there's going to be someone watching this right now that is at the stage you were at even just a couple months ago, is there anything that you could like, a piece of advice that you could give them, or just a piece of value that you sort of feels like it feels like for you has really helped?
Yeah, there's 2. So going back to like, if you have a 9 to 5, I'll say this to everybody again, bare minimum, and go home. You do not own the company. They would replace you in a heartbeat, unless you love your job and you want to work your way up. But don't put so much energy into something that you really don't want to do. Spend your time, at any time that you have, doing what you want to do. Take your hour lunch break, make sure you go off in your car, do that. When it comes to TikTok, my main thing, and this is from someone who's always worked by themselves, for themselves, like autonomously, you need a community. Like, you need a good community. Like TikTok affiliate, even as much as I love working by myself, it's so lonely, because it's one thing to be able to tell your friends or your husband, oh, there's someone in the office and they did X, Y, Z. But so many people don't get TikTok Shop affiliate. And I will literally, I know I can chat to Jess, I can chat to like Dan, like I have friends in that group that understand what I'm going through, and that they will like push me up and I will push them up. And it's so important that you're not struggling by yourself. So that's my main thing. You probably can figure it out by yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
It will take a hell of a long time. It really will. There's only a handful of the big creators that have done that. But yeah, you need a community. This community.
But yeah, like it is so true what you're saying. Just the fact of, it's not the same as like going back and telling your family about work, because it seems so like some of the things are just so random, you know, and like no one would actually understand unless they do it. So you need to have both that family of people that, you know, do what you do, but also like you can see like, and I think it's really important like to just note like, some of the people you end up getting along with are just from totally different walks of life, totally different people. Like
completely.
You're talking about Jess, talking about Dan, like they're just so...
We're chalk and cheese, like
yeah.
completely different. But they get it. Everyone's so like lovely. All that doesn't matter because you're all good. Like, you'll be surprised at how many people don't know about TikTok Shop. Like, I've said to my neighbours, I said, if you ever see me outside in my car talking to myself, I'm out there, like, I'm doing like TikTok Shop. And like, my neighbour's like, what's TikTok Shop? I was like, oh my God. I was like, how do you not? You'll be surprised at how many people just don't know about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's you can explain it. Like, I'll tell my husband and he kind of gets it, but he's like a software developer. Like, this is not his
Different
lane
world,
at
yeah.
all. So I'm sending him screenshots. He's like, oh my God, that's really good. And he kind of gets it, but I know that you're just entertaining me right now. But yeah.
If they see you in your high vis and heels outside,
Yeah.
don't worry, I'm not losing the plot.
My neighbour was washing his car when I was doing it. I was like, oh, you're all right. It was just like,
Yeah, you all right? So yeah, I guess obviously TikTok Shop has its ups and downs as well. How do you sort of find you like deal with that? And once again, like you don't rely on it, but like you know, it's like a big source of income for you at this point. So like, how do you find dealing with the highs and lows, and what's something that you sort of find helps you, sort of thing?
yeah, it is hard, regardless if this like your mainstream of income or not, you still want to do well with it. And like, when I was going through those bad days, like I literally told you, I probably wouldn't have told you, but in the meetings, like, I need to talk and tell someone. Like, I was on like £6 days. Like, it was crazy. And you see that, and then you just begin to like get into this spiral and circle. But definitely by talking to someone about it, you'll see that there are other big creators that go through that as well. And it was just about knowing that it's not always going to be like that. This is sales. It's going to go like up and down. Like, it went from that, and then like a couple of weeks later, I did an £800 day.
Yeah.
So you just need to try not to sort of get yourself down. Try to think, oh, this is just one day. Not every day is going to be like this. If you need to talk to someone in the group, if you need to talk to me, like, literally, you can use me as a vent, like, because I use other people as a vent. Do you know what I mean? You need to get that out. And everybody has that. Yeah, so even like with like my best month, which was last month, the amount of violations I got were crazy. Like, it was like every viral video I had got a violation, and you can sit and dwell on it, and it is so annoying, but you just need to move on. Just, okay, boom. What happens? I'll do another one. It can get you down, but know that everybody gets them, and you have to learn for them as well. Each one is a learning experience. Like, there are things that I used to do that I'll never do again, and the rules are always changing. And like, it is difficult. You also don't know other people's struggles as well. That's another thing. So you'll see a lot of people online going, oh, I'm making this much, I'm making that much. They're not telling you their struggles. They're not telling you about the violations. Like, even with me, people think I'm doing well. I'm literally like 6 points away from a ban. And I've been like that the whole time I've started, because I haven't been doing TikTok Shop that long. I don't have that buffer of the 90 days before.
Yeah.
So it's only like last week where I'm over 200. I was literally like between 6 to 10 points on a ban. So if I can do, rather than sit there and sulk and be like, oh, this is so unfair, in my head I'm thinking, right, if I can make this much with that many violations and being that close to being banned, imagine like when my account is really good and then I know about violations, like, I'm going to be flying. So it depends. Glass half empty or glass half full. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Half full.
100%. And I think like this also goes into like things we're trying to implement now as well, like building up a second account and building up that security as well, because like things like that can happen, and obviously there's loads of plus sides, but there's also downsides as well with doing things like this. So just protecting yourself as well as possible, through brand deals, through having a second account, all of these things at the end of the month do make a big difference,
Yeah, definitely. I do need to keep utilising that second account because I've been sleeping on it. But now that's in, it's generated some sales. It's like, okay, because again, you think that you might be getting bored of doing the same things again and again, but it's like, no, these are reaching different people. Like, you record it until the wheels fall off. Like, someone's going to see that video that's not seen it, and you could potentially be making like a few £100s from it. So you have to keep doing that. You have to, definitely.
If you had a piece of advice that you could give to someone that was where you were with TikTok Shop before, making a couple quid or even, just like a little bit of money on TikTok Shop, and they're trying to get to where you are now, what's one piece of advice that you'd give them?
And you don't have to, because there's been a lot of controversy about this coach thing. I know personally for myself, finding the community and finding you, I definitely wouldn't have been making what I was making. It might have taken me like a year or something like that. But in 4 months to go from basically nothing to this, there's no way I would have learnt that without community. And it's not just about the coaches and things like that. Like, you'll drop a question in the chat and like someone else will answer it. One of your peers will answer it. There are people that have just joined. They'll be like, oh, that happened to me. This, I never would have known half the things I've known. It's all about people's experiences.
Yeah.
So if you want to get there and move there faster and get the support that you need, and not feel like you're going crazy, I genuinely think like community is the best thing. Get yourself a coach that aligns with you. There are a lot out there, but the reason why I went for you is because of that personal, like, one-to-one touch. I'm part of Discord where there's like hundreds of people in there, and the information's so generic, and I was just like, I'm not learning anything, because like, you're just saying this to the masses. I'm an individual. But definitely like VA family. You won't see people on Social One as much as you do the VA family. If it's not Connor, it's Darwood. If it's not Darwood, it's me. If it's not me, it's Dan. Like, testimony.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Do you have any goals, whether it's TikTok Shop related or outside of TikTok Shop, that, you know, in the next few months you're trying to get to or achieve?
I definitely want to sort of master the craft with this. Like, we had kids quite late, so I had my kids at 39 and 41, so both me and my husband separately have been working and just making sure they're okay. And I don't touch my TikTok Shop money, that's for my children. And it would just be nice to, I'm worst case scenario, so let's just say he couldn't work at all, because we have a couple of properties, they burnt down. The stocks, the crypto, it crashed. Would we be okay? And I would just like to have this little bit to say, do you know what? The kids are going to be fine for X amount of years. Like, they're good, but if something changes, you know, that can all go downhill real fast. So that for me is my why. It 100% is. My kids will still work. I worked at Woolworths when I was 16 years old. You're going to work. They won't know about this part, but for us as parents, just to know they're good, that's complete. And I want to get to the stage as well where, because I feel like I'm all in at the moment, I want to get to that stage eventually where I've got my products, and if I don't want to film it one day, I mean, I can do it. Obviously, the sales will dip, but you know, if I don't want to film today, I don't want to film today. If we go on holiday, I don't have to be bringing like TikTok Shop products with me like I'm going to do on this holiday. I would love that. I'd love that as well. Like, just to have more time. I have time with the kids, but just have more time. I don't have to feel like I get FOMO with TikTok Shop. And whilst it doesn't have to be done, I feel like I have to do it. So just to have that would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I think that's brilliant. I think you're going to inspire a lot of people, and I think that for a lot of people watching this, they can see like the transparency and how real what we sort of spoke about today is. So I think it's definitely going to motivate people that they can do this. And yeah, that's been really good. Thanks, Regina.
Awesome, you're welcome. But yeah, you can do it, man. It's good.